Hi, Sci-Fi Weekender! How are you? What a blast this convention is. So many great fun things you can do. It's really a pleasure to be here.
Thank you, everyone. The gorgeous Chase Masterson, star of Deep Space Nine, as you all know. And I'm Sam Stone, and I'm going to ask her some questions and hopefully give you some answers that you things that you really wanted to know about this wonderful lady.
Thank you.
Let's take a seat. Oh, Chase.
Hi, how are you?
Here.
Thank you. It's so nice to be here. I'll tell you all, Sam is my very, very dear friend. We met a year ago at a convention in Colorado.
Colorado, yes.
And Sam was so brave and heroic. She picked me up from Manchester Airport at 8 o'clock yesterday morning. So it's really fun being up here with you.
I mean, who wouldn't? Who wouldn't go and get Chase Masterson from the airport, really?
I don't know.
It was such a hardship for me.
Very sweet.
Oh, Chase, I've always wanted to know, how did you get the job on Star Trek Deep Space Nine? Because this is just, it must be a dream role for you.
It's an amazingly dream role. It's something, you know, how many actors are very, very talented and never get to work at all. And to have this type of beautiful show, to be on this show with so many great messages and the amazing, really transcendent stories, it means a lot. And I knew it meant a lot. I purposely auditioned for Star Trek through a casting director. In Los Angeles, they have these pay-to-meet showcases where you pay $30 and you get to meet the casting director, and then they know your work. $30 well spent, right?
Wow, definitely.
That's like 20 pounds, right?
Yes.
So it was really a neat thing. I auditioned for them, and then I came in for the role of Marta. And do you remember in Marta in the second season, she was a Dabo girl, she dated Jake? Well, I really wanted that role because she was a Bajoran Dabo girl, Bajorans being spiritual and Dabo girls being fun.
Yeah.
And I auditioned and it came down to 2 of us, and I didn't get it. So close and yet so far away. And a few months later, they contacted me and they had written the role of Lita for me.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Isn't that amazing?
I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
That must have been quite a compliment.
It was a huge honor, and I've cherished this show, doing as many conventions as I can. I've just eaten up every bit of it. And anyway, so can I tell you about my first day on the show?
Sure, I'd love to hear about it.
All right, so I was in the hair trailer, and it was 4:30 in the morning, and Avery was in there. What Avery was doing in the hair trailer, I don't know. Shining, buffing, plucking. Never mind. Don't think about it. So he, I was so excited to be on the show. I was a little too perky, and I said, "Okay, bye. Thank you so much for rolling my hair. And I'm going to go to makeup now, and I'm going to go to put on my wardrobe, and I'm going to come back and I'm going to unroll my hair. And hi, Mr. Brooks. It's so nice to meet you. Bye." And he said, "See you later, Kathy." And I said, "No, I'm not Kathy. My name is Chase Masterson. I auditioned for the role of Marta, but I didn't get it, but that's okay because I got the role of Lita, and I'm so happy to meet you, Mr. Brooks, and you're the star." And he said, "See you later, Kathy." And I said, "No, I'm not Kathy. My name is Chase. I play Lita. I'm not Kathy. I've never even played a Kathy." And he took one long, hard Avery Brooks look at me, and he said, "Nordic Track." I had done a Nordic Track infomercial years before, playing the sales girl Kathy. How embarrassing. And now, my first day, Avery Brooks, the star, is reminding me of it.
Oh my God.
How embarrassing, right?
Well, that's amazing, though, that he remembered that.
That he knew that. Well, I took one long, hard Chase Masterson look at him, and I said, "Avery, I got paid for doing it. What's your excuse for watching it?" Right?
Oh, absolutely. Chase, do you have a favorite episode?
I do. They often ask us this, and I love to tell this story. Do you love Bob Picardo? We love Bob Picardo, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Bob came over, as you guys probably know, to Deep Space Nine for one episode, and I got to work opposite him. He had a little flirtation with Lita. And Lita was really upset, if you'll remember, because Rom would not profess his love. Remember? So,
we've all been there, girls. We've all
been there, girls and guys, right? Oh well. So Lita's going to go off on the shuttlecraft with Bob Picardo because he's going to give her her own cafe, right? But here comes Rom at the last minute, wailing in the distance. Lita! Wait! He comes up and he says, Lita, wait! And Bob Picardo says, we heard you the first time. Rom says, Lita, I love you. And Lita says, oh, Rom, as I always say, oh, Rom. And we're going to live happily ever after, right? Which is great for us, but not great for poor Bob Picardo, because they haven't given Bob an exit line. So what is Bob going to do? Just fade off into the distance and let it be our scene? No, not Bob Picardo. So Bob went where no Star Trek actor has ever gone before. He asked for an additional line. And he, you know, you just don't do that because it's written so well, you don't ask for another line. So it goes all the way up through all 6 offices and it comes back down. Yes, you can have a line. What do you want? He said, okay, let me try a couple things. So in the episode that you saw, which aired, he, as Rom and Lita were kissing, Bob Picardo follows this woman off onto the shuttlecraft. He says, excuse me, miss, have you heard about my work with Kama Sutra? Which was funny. The one that he did first, which I thought was even funnier, which I thought they should have used, is he follows this woman off onto the shuttlecraft and he says, excuse me, miss, have you heard about my work on Star Trek Voyager?
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Oh. Were you a Star Trek fan before this? Because, I mean, I know a lot of people in Doctor Who fandom, and a lot of fans end up actually becoming very involved in the industry themselves. And so, you know, it was a question that popped in my head. That were you a fan?
I watched The Next Generation for one reason. I had a boyfriend who was such a Trekkie, I was only allowed to call him during commercials.
Oh no.
I swear.
Oh no. That is bad.
Who's sorry now? So I did start watching it and I loved it. I actually, I loved, like you, I loved Data, I loved Troy, I loved a lot of the stories just being so powerful and meaning so much more than most episodes of television. And when Deep Space Nine started, I felt the same way. I just thought, this is a really beautiful show. This is something I want to be a part of.
Yeah.
And that's why I paid that $30.
And it worked, it worked. I mean, of course, Star Trek Next Generation, I watched an awful lot of that myself. I'm an original Trekkie fan as well. And I always think they're really watchable, the old series. Did you ever watch the old series?
I did, I did. One of my first memories is of watching reruns of the original series. And I'll tell you, it's, yes, right?
Me too.
Captain Kirk. Kirk or Picard? Kirk. Although, you know, Picard has been working out. And I really do love the Next Gen movies. Of all the movies, I think I really love First Contact.
Oh, yes, great.
Right?
So brilliant.
It has everything. Drama, comedy, action, adventure, Marina drunk.
And have you seen the new Star Trek film, of course, with, names are evading me at the moment.
The J.J. Abrams. I liked it. I want to see where they go with the next one.
Me too. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah,
it was great fun.
Yeah. I think it did what the series is supposed to be doing.
I thought it was dramatically. The first 10 minutes was just, it had me in tears. I was like, oh, this is you know, it was really well written, and I thought the actors did a very good job of sounding like the old series, which is a hard thing to do, really.
I thought the acting was wonderful, and they're trying to do what with Trek now? They're trying to regenerate.
Yeah.
So we'll see if they can really do that with the next movie too.
Now, what I want to talk to you about is, you know, obviously characters you played, not only in Star Trek, but what is it about strong female character roles that you particularly like playing?
Thank you. Well, you know how it goes, right? As you guys probably know, I'm sure, Sam is the author of the Vampire Gene series. And what I love about your work is that you do feature strong women roles.
Absolutely, yeah.
And yet, they can still be sexy.
Oh, definitely. Strong women are sexy.
Well, exactly. Yeah. I think that is what is sexy about...
It might be a bit scary too, but we're also sexy.
What?
It might be a bit scary as well, but we're also sexy.
Well, yeah, you know, I reserve the right.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's, you know, I think that's one thing that's wonderful about science fiction and fantasy and horror. It's that, you know, the sky is not even the limit. And for, you know, generally a lot of a lot of women's roles are either, I don't know, they're really tough and ball busting, you know, or they're very sexy. And I think that the genre is the one place that really has introduced the idea of a fully female, fully sexy, and yet really strong, really smart woman. That's been happening, you know, since the beginning of science fiction.
Absolutely,
and
absolutely.
I love that. I felt like Lita was strong in some very, frankly, in some very subtle ways. Ira Bear told me that they wanted Lita and Ram to be the first happy couple, really, on television in a long time. I think, you know, Lucy and Ricky, they were fun and they were happy. But, you know, back in the 90s, there weren't really a lot of happy couple examples. It would seem like every couple on television had to be miserable in order to be interesting, you know? There was some cheating, there was some drug problem, there was some, you know, some sort of very rocky thing, or they just plain hated each other. And what they wanted to show with Lita and Ram is that two very externally opposite people could be very much alike on the inside, and that's where it counts. And I think it's a wonderfully Star Trek message, you know, that anyway, that love can prevail even though I wanted to wear clothes at my wedding. And, you know, even though I wouldn't sign a premarital agreement because I couldn't imagine leaving my husband. It just, there were some really great external conflicts, but the internal was always really strong with Lita and Ram.
And you would have heard at the beginning of just before we came on in the interview, a snatch of music, which sounded a bit like 28 Days Later to me at the beginning. Did anyone else get that vibe? This is the music for Chase's Big Finish audio, Vienna. And I wonder if you'd tell us a bit about Vienna, because I get the impression she's a very strong female.
Thank you. Yes, Vienna is strong. Watch out. Did you guys like the music at the top?
Wasn't it great? It's lovely.
The production value is really excellent. You guys know Big Finish, yes?
Yeah.
Yeah. I just love what they do. The production value and all of the elements that they bring in terms of sound effects, and certainly the voice work, I think really brings you into the story. And so I did an episode opposite Tom Baker last year. I was referred by Fraser Hines, the amazing Fraser. He's in the dealer's room and the signing room, as you know, who played Jamie on the original Doctor Who. And yeah, isn't he wonderful?
He is. He is.
I'm a big Fraser fan. So I was referred to Big Finish by Fraser and Sam and David Howe, and who will also be here tomorrow.
Yes, well, he'll be here hopefully today.
Hopefully today. David Howe, the author of
Target Book, Doctor Who, also the editor of Tellus Publishing. So if any of you know Tellus's books and Doctor Who guides.
So we made great friends in Colorado, and they said, you should do Doctor Who Big Finish. And so I got referred. I did the episode opposite Tom Baker, who was wonderful to work with. Then they had
a real character.
It was fun. It was fun. It's an episode called Night of the Stormcrow. Then an episode opposite Sylvester McCoy in an episode called The Shadow Heart, and it sold very well. They crashed the server on the day that it premiered.
I remember that. That was absolutely phenomenal.
It was a neat episode, and I absolutely loved Sylvester McCoy. And in that episode, I played Vienna Salvatore, who is she's termed as an impossibly sexy mercenary. Impossibly. No, it's not possible. So I'm a mercenary assassin, basically. I do what I do just for a living, basically. But I have a good heart, and I generally land on the side of good. But I get myself into a lot of pickles on the way, and it's very interesting. It's very funny, actually. Jonathan Morris wrote the first episode, and he also wrote the episode I did with Sylvester McCoy. So the first episode of Vienna is called Vienna the Memory Box. Yay! Yay! And I have it here. It's actually the Wales debut, and I just love this. It's a fun, sexy, sassy, adventure-filled romp. And so it keeps you in stitches. I thought it was just a hilarious script. And Vienna as a character is kind of like if La Femme Nikita and I Love Lucy had a baby. It's just really funny adventure. So I hope you guys like it. It's on, we have it for £5 in the dealer's room just as an introductory special.
Sounds like a bargain to me.
I'm so shameless, but I really am fond of this project. I hope you guys check it out. It's fun.
So, Chase, what's for the future for you? What's your future project? What are you up to?
Thank you for asking. I'm doing more Vienna in March, which is really exciting. We're going to do a box set because this is sold well. And I'm very excited about that. I'm also doing a film, RUR, in May. Are you guys familiar with RUR? Rossum's Universal Robots? It is a 1918 Czechoslovakian play, which is a seminal piece of science fiction. It was the inspiration for Metropolis and Blade Runner and I, Robot. It was actually the first time the word robot was ever used in English language, in any language, really. So it's about created beings who revolt, who have been told that they have no rights. And they do have emotions, and it's a common science fiction concept. We're doing it in a really edgy, fun, unique way. So RUR, and I'm one of the leads in that.
Sounds good.
Yeah,
Is that the same producers as Yesterday Was a Lie?
Yes.
As well?
Thank you.
Yeah, so I love that film actually. Has anybody here seen that when Yesterday Was a Lie? Chase was in that as a singer. No? That's another role you see where she actually shows her other talents, because she's also a very beautiful singer.
Thank you.
So when did you...
As are you, by the way.
Oh, thank you. I won't be getting my voice out this weekend, of course.
We should do that sometime. But...
We should do a duet of some sort sometime. Oh, that was somewhat popular.
Yay. Yes,
I'm sure you can do better than that. Should we do a duet at some point?
Shouldn't we? Thank you.
That's so much better.
Thank you. Is there a karaoke or something later? Or we'll just sing in the bar.
We'll go sing in the bar.
All right.
Give me a few wines and I will.
You guys were pretty good at that last night.
So going back to your latest, and Yesterday Was a Lie. How did you get involved with that project in the first place? It was a very different role to Lita, wasn't it?
Very different, yeah. Thank you. Yesterday Was a Lie is a beautiful piece of science fiction noir. And probably the reason you guys haven't heard of it is it hasn't had distribution in the UK. There's all sorts of...
It's worth looking for. Believe me, it's a very, very unusual time travel, I can say, without doing too many spoilers. It is a really great film, really, really interesting, and very thought-provoking as well.
Thank you. It's a beautiful film. I'm very proud of it, and it is a very different role than Lita. We had a theatrical release in the US, so it played very well over there. I play a jazz singer, and I do sing jazz. I have 4 CDs, and so we'll definitely have to sing in a bar.
Yeah.
I have a few copies of it at my table, and yeah, I hope you check that out if you can find it. Yesterday Was a Lie. I'm also doing a project that I can't talk about, but hopefully you'll hear about soon. It looks really great. It's for Machinima, and I feel really excellent about it, and I'm just not allowed to say a word. So hopefully, if you find me on Twitter and Facebook, I'll be telling you more soon.
Oh, good. Awesome. Now we've got 10 minutes. Are you okay to have any questions from the audience?
Yeah, sure. Questions.
I'm just checking with Chase that she was okay, but is there any questions out there? Anybody would like to ask Chase today? And you can come forward and speak into the mic to me if you want. Is there anybody? Somebody coming over there? There's a microphone here.
Hi.
Hi.
I'm a fan of Terminal Invasion and your character Garrett. I was just wondering how much ad-libbing you did. It seems like a really fun movie.
It's such a fun movie. Are you the one that contacted Bruce through his website? Oh, it's so funny. What's your name?
I'm Hazel.
Hi, Hazel. Nice to meet you. Yes, it was so much fun working with Bruce Campbell. I had a blast. Bruce is as great a guy as you'd think he would be.
Yeah.
He is that guy. He's fun and funny and dry and really smart. And we did that. It was actually the first Sci-Fi Channel original movie. So all those movies you see on Saturday nights, I guess it's our fault. So yeah, I played opposite Bruce Campbell, Terminal Invasion, and he plays a killer who is being transported, and he's like, in shackles and everything, and I play a pilot at the airport where it's happening, and we're invaded by aliens.
Oh, I'll
Go
have
figure.
to see this one.
I
So-
should do, yeah.
Just up my street.
Well, these sci-fi channel movies, right? It's like you scream, you point, you get eaten. I mean, that's just the formula, you know? I had, in one of them, Manticore, I died by getting spit on with egg whites. I don't know. There are worse jobs, right?
Well, it's all fun. It's all fun. And you get paid to do it as well.
Well, yeah, there are definitely worse jobs. So yeah, it was a blast working with Bruce.
Thank you. Can I also ask how you got involved in the Kickstarter project for Dr. Obsidian?
Oh, Dr. Obsidian. You know, Dr. Obsidian is a great, fun little project. I hope it makes it. My friend Eric Wallace, who is a writer, he was on Eureka and one of the best comic book artists, comic book writers in the industry today. He asked me to do it. It's Dr. Obsidian is a superhero from the 1940s, and you just have to check out Dr. Obsidian on Kickstarter. It's very fun, very tongue-in-cheek.
Thank you.
Thanks, Hazel. I think we've got time for one more question, if anybody feels brave enough to come down to the microphone. Yes, please come forward.
I have to bend really low to this microphone. Hello. So, parallel universe time. If you weren't in DS9, any other genre show or sci-fi show you would have wanted to be in?
Well, Doctor Who. Duh. Yeah. Which Doctor? I'm a 7th Doctor girl.
Oh,
Sylvester is he's my Clark Gable. Yeah, he's my Ryan Gosling.
he's very dapper as well. I don't know if any of you've seen him at some of the signings, but oh, he turns himself out well. He's such a smart man, isn't he?
I just adore him. I mean, I love the new Doctors as well. I really do. I really like Patrick Troughton's work. And that's, it's just such a fine actor, and that's part of why...
I'm a second Doctor girl as well, actually. I love Pat Troughton.
Yeah, and Fraser does his voice beautifully, so in his absence,
does.
it's really great to have that.
Now, I believe you've been involved in a charity, just to finish off.
Right.
But, so would you want to tell us a little bit about that?
Thank you so much. Since January of 2008, I've been mentoring kids coming out of gangs at a place called Homeboy Industries. And it's just amazing what kind of transformation is happening with their lives. And one reason I love to do conventions, and I really love the whole genre, is because you guys care about the world in the same ways that we do, that I do, and that I see in my closest friends. It's really good to be able to support them. So a portion of the proceeds from autographs and everything I'm doing this weekend is going to that charity, helping these kids have a chance. So, thank you so much. Well, God bless you guys, and thanks so much for having us. It's really very, very nice to be here, and I hope to meet each and every one of you. Thank you. Live long and prosper.
Everybody.